Recognize this cover? Donald Trump is Time Magazine's Person of the Year.
And a plane in northern Pakistan crashes with 48 passengers on board.
And the Supreme Court sides with tech giant Samsung in its lawsuit against Apple. All this and more on Citrus TV News live at 6.
From the Citrus TV studios, this is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening and welcome to Citrus TV News live at 6. I'm Meghan Mistry.
And I'm Nick Papantonis.
Chancellor Kent Syvereud is working to ensure the SU campus supports undocumented students and becomes a sanctuary campus.
He sent out a letter today to students addressing the subject, calling on various departments within the university to ensure all students are protected from, quote, physical harm, discrimination, and intimidation.
In recent days, many universities have publicly decided whether they will be a sanctuary campus or not. Most recently, Harvard and Illinois University decided they wouldn't. It's the season of giving, and Meals on Wheels has been seeing more volunteers than ever.
Brooke Taylor introduces us to one who has been doing this for 17 years.
I'm going down there to pack.
Thank you for all your help.
It's the holiday season, and these Syracuse community members are certainly in the spirit giving back to the community. Meals on Wheels prepares, packages, and delivers an average of 560 meals every day to those in need. Every day from 11 to 1, a group of volunteers deliver these meals right here to people throughout the city.
Thank you. Have a good day.
There's always different volunteers delivering the meals, but one volunteer has been doing this since 1999. 17 years ago, Carolyn Fitzgerald saw a volunteer sign.
And they wanted volunteers to deliver meals. I'm thinking, we could do that, me, my husband and I.
Fitzgerald is now a widow, but remembers how volunteering helped her husband.
In the beginning, he could read the directions to me, and even towards the end, he would sit in the back. It just got him out of the house, too. That was one of the reasons I did it, was to get him out.
Fitzgerald's volunteer work is much more than just delivering food.
I delivered, and some guy wasn't feeling well, and he was like laying in bed, and I said, you want me to call, 911? He said, yes. So I feel that's a role of checking up on the people. Another woman I went to one time, she was in the front room, the kitchen was in the back. She had a flame like that on her stove, and she didn't know it.
Fitzgerald has become close with a lot of the people she's delivered to over the years.
I ate 3 candy bars yesterday, not little ones, they great big ones. He goes, Ma, you didn't eat them all. I said, then I lied. I said, oh, I gave some to Donna.
There was only one question left to ask.
Do you plan on stopping anytime soon?
No. I like this too much.
For Citrus TV, I'm Brooke Taylor.
The Syracuse University Faculty Manual is getting an update. Chancellor Kent Syvereud and Provost Michelle Wheatley approved changes to it that will affect a number of different standards. New titles will be given to full-time faculty and non-tenure faculty, and a new process will be created for making Dean Emeritus appointments. The changes were made on the recommendation of the University Senate.
Syracuse University released a statement today telling students that a water main break caused a road closure on University Avenue. The Syracuse Department of Public Works crews hurried to repair the break this morning, and the road reopened this afternoon. No further information has been released as to what caused the break.
Veterans gather at the Pearl Harbor Memorial today to mark the 75th anniversary of the attack.
And an earthquake in Indonesia causes massive damage.
Well, today Syracuse students saw temperatures in the low 40s with cloudy skies, but there is definitely snow on the way. Find out when this orange nation will be covered in a white blanket in my full weather forecast coming up after the break. Got a quarter?
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care of you.
Today marked the 75th anniversary of the attack on Pearl Harbor.
The Pearl Harbor Visitor Center had a number of events scheduled, all being streamed live online for you to watch.
There were commemorations and ceremonies throughout the day to remember the lives lost during the attack and honor the survivors. Each ship that sunk also had a ceremony of its own. Many of the veterans showing up to the events will be over 90 years old. Time magazine has named Donald Trump their Man of the Year. The announcement came on the set of the Today Show earlier this morning. The president-elect beat out 10 other potential winners, including Russian President Vladimir Putin and, once again, Hillary Clinton. Trump has appeared on the cover of Time magazine 10 times, with his first time coming in 1989. Trump called the selection a, quote, tremendous honor.
I'm proud to formally announce today my intention to nominate General James Mad Dog Mattis as the next Secretary of Defense for the United States of America.
That was President-elect Trump naming James Mattis as the Secretary of Defense officially at a rally in North Carolina last night. Throughout the day today, Trump announced other various cabinet and leadership positions. He picked Iowa Governor Terry Branstad as his ambassador to China and retired General John Kelly as his Secretary to Homeland Security. Oklahoma Attorney General Scott Pruitt was also chosen as the head of the Environmental Protection Agency. President Obama gave his final national security speech last night in Tampa, Florida. Obama cautioned against torture tactics and again calls to close Guantanamo Bay. He also warned against the promises Trump made on the campaign trail, particularly cautioning against the damage Trump could cause to U.S. national security. He also spoke about law and how the country should not fear terrorism.
The rule of law is not a weakness. In the long term, it is our greatest strength. The whole objective of these terrorists is to scare us into changing the nature of who we are and our democracy. And the fact is, people and nations do not make good decisions when they are driven by fear.
The death penalty trial for Charleston shooter Dylan Roof is set to start today. Roof is accused of fatally shooting 9 people during a Bible study at the Emmanuel AME Church last June. Before the shooting, the 22-year-old had maintained a website where he expressed racist beliefs. He also says he wanted to target African Americans to make the attack more notorious and increase racial tensions. 2 juveniles have been charged with aggravated arson in connection with the Gatlinburg wildfires. Those fires killed 14 people and damaged thousands of buildings. The juveniles are being held at a detention center, and a hearing is scheduled within the next 72 hours. Additional charges could be filed. The city of Gatlinburg is set to reopen to the public on Friday. And Ohio legislators passed the heartbeat bill yesterday. The bill bans abortions within the state from the point a heartbeat can be heard, and that's around 6 weeks into a pregnancy.
It also prohibits abortions even in cases of rape or incest, and it needs to be signed by Governor John Kasich within the next 10 days for it to pass.
The American Civil Liberties Union of Ohio says they will pursue a legal challenge if the bill becomes a law.
A deadly 6.5 magnitude quake hit Indonesia this morning. The quake hit the northern part of the country. It badly damaged homes and destroyed hundreds of buildings.
The death toll has reached 97. Now, 73 others were seriously injured, and both those numbers are expected to rise. Currently, rescue workers are searching through the rubble for survivors.
No tsunami warning has been issued, but many residents have fled to the hills just expecting one.
And a plane carrying 48 crashed in northern Pakistan earlier today. Everyone on board was killed.
The Pakistan International Airlines flight PK661 was carrying 42 passengers, 5 flight crew members, and a ground engineer.
The plane was headed for Islamabad, that's the capital of that country. Before it went down, the pilot did make a mayday call to say he lost control of one of the engines.
Among the passengers was famous former Pakistani pop singer turned preacher Junaid Jamshed and his family.
The Syrian army has retaken most of the old city of Aleppo after days of fighting against rebel forces.
Rebels now only hold about a quarter of eastern Aleppo. Activists inside Aleppo say many areas fell because rebel fighters withdrew from them.
Many civilians are still trapped in the rebel-held portion of the destroyed city. Activists say that could be as many as 200,000.
Well, we've been pretty fortunate here in Syracuse with only one really heavy snowfall so far. Lindsey Wolfson is here with our full weather forecast.
Well, you're right, Meg. We've been extremely fortunate, especially as we've transitioned into December. But unfortunately, snow is definitely on the horizon for this weekend. Currently, temperatures sit around 41 degrees. Precipitation was not seen today. If you got up a little earlier this morning, you might have seen some remnants of a little snow-ice combination from last night. But today, mostly skies were clear in terms of precipitation, but there was pretty cloudy and pretty mild winds. Now, as we take a closer look at temperatures in our area, we can see that most temperatures are pretty consistent with what we are today, within the low 40s, pretty throughout the central New York, which again is still pretty high for this time of year. Usually temperatures are quite lower at around 32 degrees at this time of year. Now, as we take a closer look at the Doppler radar for the next 24 hours, we can see that it's pretty clear at the moment, but in the next 24 hours, we're definitely going to start to see some patches of snow work their way through the region. Now, we might not see it directly in effect until tomorrow evening, which I'll let you know in a moment, but tomorrow when you wake up, it shouldn't be too tumultuous in terms of getting outside. Now, as you look at Wednesday night, when you go home this evening, make sure to grab that jacket and that scarf. It's definitely going to get quite nippy. Temperatures are going to be dropping into 31 degrees, definitely below freezing. We won't see any precipitation, so snow is not on the horizon, but so far, we should be pretty good for this evening, except for that cold wind chill. And as we take a look at Thursday forecast, tomorrow's high is around 36 degrees, 20% chance of rain and precipitation, so that's pretty great to see, but again, tomorrow night's definitely going to get a little hazy. As we take a closer peek at tomorrow's day, tomorrow when we wake up around 33 degrees, midday 36, and then temperatures are going to drop tomorrow evening at around 31 degrees. Now this is when we're going to start to see that lake effect snow come into play, especially as we transition into the weekend. As we take a closer look at temperatures over the next 7 days, today was definitely the high point, and temperatures are definitely going to be on a steady decrease to around the low 30s all throughout finals week. So it's definitely going to be quite cold when you're sitting in the library studying for finals. Now, as we take a closer look at that 5-day forecast, tomorrow it's going to be pretty clear all day, only a 20% chance of rain. But unfortunately, tomorrow night, that's when we're going to start to see that lake effect snow warning. It's in effect from Thursday evening all throughout until Friday night. So if you have any travel plans, you might want to make accommodations. Friday, it's going to be snowing, 50% chance, high is 30. Saturday is 30 degrees as well, but also again, 50% chance of snow. Sunday, there's a 70% chance of snow still from that same snowstorm. And as we transition to Monday, there will still be snow on the horizon.
Well, Lindsey, it's not looking good is what you can say if you don't like weather. But what is the, beyond that 7 days, do we know what finals week is shaping up to be like?
Hopefully by the end of finals week, it should be much more clear. We shouldn't have a blizzard at the end of next week, but it's definitely going to be pretty tumultuous as we head into this week and early next week.
All right, thank you very much, Lindsey. Is binge watching the new way to watch TV? Netflix weighs in.
And the Supreme Court sides with Samsung in a massive legal battle.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Check this out. Netflix has discovered new binging patterns of its subscribers. The streaming service found that many of us who finish watching all available seasons of a show are likely to take 1 to 2 or 3 days breather before starting a new show. During that break between shows, most people like to watch a movie or a documentary. It was also noted that the movie or documentary may be related to the show the user just finished. The company is calling them binge pairings. The Senate is beginning to scrutinize the merger between an AT&T and Time Warner Cable. Senators are questioning whether the merger will reduce prices consumers pay. AT&T CEO Randall Stephenson assured skeptics that the merger will bring competitive prices and more options for consumers, but federal regulators must approve the merger. Together, AT&T and Time Warner would own Pro Basketball, the Harry Potter series, CNN, and HBO.
The Supreme Court has sided with Samsung in its patent fight against Apple. The court ruled unanimously that Samsung did not have to pay the nearly $400 million penalty, and that's because only certain aspects of Apple's design patents were infringed upon. The case was sent to lower courts to determine how much must be paid. A design patent case has not been heard in the Supreme Court in, get this, more than 120 years. NBC's production of Hairspray Live premieres tonight. The production tells the story of a teenager who lands her dream job on a segregated dance show, and it follows her fight to integrate that show. The production features stars like Ariana Grande, Jennifer Hudson, Martin Short, and Kristen Chenoweth. Premiere time is set for 8 p.m. on NBC. And Chris Rock is going on tour. This will be the first time he's doing that in nearly 9 years. Ticketmaster sending out an email today detailing dates, locations, and the costs of each show. The tour will start in early February in North Carolina. It will continue with stops across the country and Canada through June. Rock will not be coming to Syracuse, but you can catch him in New York City.
Coming up, Syracuse women's basketball played Coppin State before noon today. See if the game was a snoozer and how Jim Boeheim feels about the men's b-ball squad. We'll be back in a couple.
Fancy pants peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Welcome back. I'm Matthew Weasel there. While you were taking your morning shower, Syracuse women's basketball was in the Carrier Dome. An 11 a.m. start on the first annual school day gave the Orange its third highest attendance ever. The Carrier Dome stands were filled with just under 4,000 fans. As for the actual game, it wasn't exactly a nail-biter as SU welcomed Coppin State. Syracuse, not much problems. The freshman Gabby Cooper starts it off, and then it's the senior, Alexis Peterson, would be followed by the sophomore Abby Grant. Those three threes, well, guess what? Syracuse would be up 26-0 in the first quarter. Took to the last 8 seconds of the first for Coppin State to score. This is the second quarter. That's Keena Samuels gets the end one for the first points of the quarter, but all Orange. Alexis Peterson with the three, then finds Brittany Sykes. Dish that one. Guess what? If you can dish it, you can swish it. Alexis Peterson from the corner nails the three, and when you're hot, keep hitting it. The floater for Peterson, and then finally, just one more starter, Isabella Slim puts the icing on the cake. Syracuse, no trouble with the early game, 76-30 win. Coach Q, gotta be pretty happy with that.
I thought we came out pretty strong, and that was the most important thing for us in this game. I didn't want to come out and play a flat game and come out and be stagnant. I thought that our kids really came out and played with a lot of effort, and that was very important to me going into this game. So from that standpoint, I was just very pleased with our effort, and we were able to get our press going and get our tempo. I thought the first half we were very, very good in getting into our offense early and getting back and getting our defense set. So overall, just a very good effort and a very clean basketball game.
And good news kept coming in on Wednesday for Syracuse. Senior guard Alexis Peterson was named to the Wooden Award preseason top 30. The Wooden Award is given to the nation's most outstanding player. Peterson is averaging over 22 points and 6 assists so far this season. And in that game you just saw against Coppin State, she dropped 16 points and dished out 9 assists in the win. Jim Boeheim may want some assistance from Alexis Peterson. SU men's basketball squad scored just 50 points in Madison Square Garden on Monday in a loss to UConn. To say the head man was displeased with his squad's performance so far this season may be an understatement.
Our offense is horrendous. It's been horrendous for 3.5 of the last 4 halves that we play, or 4 games we played. 3.5 of the games, it's been bad. We played decent in the first half against Wisconsin on offense. But other than that, our offense has just not been good enough to win any games.
SU will look to get some offensive production this Saturday. Syracuse hosts Boston University in search of its 6th win of the year. After the matchup in the Carrier Dome, tune in to Channel 14.1 for Orange Press Pass. We have your post-game coverage here, all live on the Orange Television Network. And Syracuse field hockey may have not had the season that they wanted as national champs last year, but some individuals received recognition. Junior back Lise Lockerway and sophomore back Rose Wares were named to the All-American First Team. Lockerway led the Orange with 13 goals, while Wares led Syracuse in points with 29. Junior midfielder Laura Herf was named to the All-American Second Team. And Syracuse has been in the ACC for 4 years, and for the 4th straight year, Chris Fox was named the ACC Coach of the Year. This is after the Orange won the ACC and NCAA Northeast Regional Championships and came in third in the NCAA Championship. Fox's star junior Justin Knight earned the ACC Male Performer of the Year for the second straight season. Knight was the individual winner at the ACC Championship and the NCAA Northeast Regional. The Canadian junior also finished second individually at the NCAA Championship.
Well, we got break coming up, which means most of us are going to be away from campus for the next few weeks. What kind of games are we looking forward to seeing over break, maybe on TV, maybe not? What can we expect out of a major team?
I mean, I think the big one really for all SU fans is at home. The Saturday right after finals end is against Georgetown. Big old Big East rival. Can't wait for that one. Really, SU needs a good out-of-conference win right now. No wins against the Power 5 conferences. They need something right now in order to make a run later in the year.
Thank you very much.
All right, we'll be right back with a last look at weather.
Fancy pants
Thanks.
peanut butter? A big screen television? You haven't even bought a sofa yet. A motorcycle? When your father finds out, he's gonna flip his shoes with 2 buckles? What do you even need 2 buckles for? Mr. Big Shot, buying whiskey shots for everybody in the bar. From the looks of it, I'd say nobody even remembers. Feed the pig.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it,
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got, or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow.
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Okay, Lindsay, you said it's going to snow tomorrow. Do you know what time we can start expecting that snowfall?
Snowfall is expected to fall around dusk, around 6 to 9 p.m. So definitely that's when road conditions and definitely the snow is starting to start to fall and ice. Road conditions are going to get a little icy.
Do we have any idea of how much is going to be falling, if we're going to be seeing plows out, or is it just dusting?
Throughout the weekend, especially through Thursday and Friday, it's expected to be about 6 to 12 inches of snow. So definitely going to be pretty hefty, but we probably won't see the snow plows until Thursday. Thursday really late or either early Friday morning.
All right, thank you very much, Lindsay. A kitten named Joey was shipped around 500 miles and he somehow survived.
He was attached to a box using a shrink wrap and sent from Chicago to Memphis. And you heard that right, we're being for real here.
The good news is that he didn't suffer any injuries, even though he had likely been without food and water for a week.
He's now being taken care at the Park Avenue Hospital and is currently taking a cat nap. Well, Lindsay, unfortunately, not only were you saying goodbye to the semester, we're also saying goodbye to you. You've been a fantastic weather anchor this semester. Do you have anything you want to say?
Absolutely. Lindsay, it's really been a pleasure having you here at Citrus TV. I think you've been a huge asset to the newsroom in general throughout your entire time here at Syracuse, but we're definitely going to miss you next semester.
I'll definitely miss everyone here and everything that Citrus has brought to me. So.
And what are you doing?
Next semester I'll be in New York City, so you can still be pretty close by, but I won't be on campus next semester, so I'll definitely miss this place.
You have to come back for those big basketball games and spend a couple weekends with us.
Absolutely.
And right. We hear you're taking Al Roker's job?
Yeah, I'll just call Al right up. Yeah, we're real close. No, I'll be interning at a few news stations in New York.
All right, well, thank you. That's all the time we have for you tonight. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and YouTube at Citrus TV. I'm Meghan Mistry.
And I'm Nick Papantonis. Good night.